Good day, passengers. This is Captain L speaking, and welcome to Group 3 Airlines. Please fasten your seatbelts and get ready for takeoff. Now, we are Group 3 presenting Navigating the Skies, how solar flares risk aviation.
But before we get into the main gist of the presentation, who here are frequent travelers? Raise your hand. If you are, this topic is just for you. Today, we will mainly discuss about solar flares and SCPs. But first and foremost, what do these mean? Do you know, Dantrell? How about you, Sir Ron?
No!
Good try, Dr. Sir. To add, solar flares are powerful and sudden bursts of energy on the surface of the sun. As we can see in the picture, following it are releases of light, energy, and fast particles. Solar energetic particles are the particles that are being ejected by the sun.
Moving on, we have the effect of solar energetic particles. For people who are living on the ground of the earth, you aren't really affected by it, but it interferes with our communication with each other. Since it destroys waves and signals.
Second, we'll talk about how it affects aviation. It has a strong impact on our airplanes because it disrupts the connection between the control tower and the airplane, which limits communication. It also interferes with the GPS of the airplane.
Lastly, the way it affects the earth is very interesting. It disrupts the communication and satellite electronics. It also makes bigger northern lights. Have you guys seen northern lights? It's really pretty, right? How about you, Jago? Do you know what causes northern lights? Good try. But it's solar energetic particles. It is when the energetic particles go towards the north and south poles of the Earth when the solar storm comes around.
Now, you guys have an idea. Let's talk about the flight test from Los Angeles to London. This is an example of a flight test that they tested, and this table shows us that this has time, cost of fuel, and cancellation.
You should also consider when planes are flying in the air, the SCI or solar energetic particles are being transmitted to the plane. Because of this, it affects the passengers, flight crew, and the pilots.
Now, have you heard of the largest solar flare in over 6 years? It occurred last December 14 of 2023 and had a rating of 2.8x. Solar flare events are usually classed with the weakest being B class, followed with M class, C class, and finally the strongest X class. The strongest ever solar flare to be ever recorded happened in 2003 with a level of 45x.
This means that our solar flare isn't as strong as the one mentioned, but it is still important to note that X-class solar flares are usually rated from 1 to 9. Radio communication interference was also recorded by multiple NWS Center weather service units.
Now, this is the science part. The layers of the atmosphere are involved in. Airplanes mostly fly in the troposphere, and solar particles are found in the ionosphere. To add, troposphere is the lowest layer of the Earth's atmosphere and where air is still abundant. Ionosphere, in the other hand, is extreme ultraviolet and X-ray solar radiation, which creates a layer of electrons, thus the word ionosphere. Basically, the ionosphere is a sublayer of the thermosphere, and these are where the harmful radiation particles are trapped. But sometimes they are not trapped and they seep in down to the other layers of the atmosphere. And these particles are what we call solar energetic particles, or SEP for short.
The main things affected by the solar energetic particles are aircraft and its communication. If there is no communication between the aircraft and the ground, it would be almost impossible for the planes to land. And that is why it is important for the pilots to know what to do during these situations, and for you guys to know what to do to increase the rate of survival.
now that we have discussed the science and real-life disasters, how do we prepare for these type of situations? I mean, we're talking about the sun here, solar flares, and its particles. Can you give us an answer, Elle?
Sure thing, Jacob. When it comes to these type of situations, we always need to stay updated and informed. We should always be listening to our local news to stay updated about sudden news for us to always stay safe. Because as they say, being alert means being ready and prepared.
Now, when the situation is actually happening, we have to stay calm. Panicking will only contribute to the situation even worse. We should also stay updated on the news because it can give us crucial information which can help increase the chance of survival.
Once the event is over, if you're in the plane, wait for the captain's instructions and don't rush. It is also advised to be informed by the space weather alerts.
Alright everyone, to sum it all up, here is the summary of what we just shared with you guys. So solar flares are just harmful when we just get in contact with them. And it is just sudden bursts from the sun.
Solar dancing causes many interesting things, like northern lights, but these could also harm us. The layers of the atmosphere is the scientific background behind it. When an emergency like this happens, always remember to stay calm and don't panic.
Now that we're nearing the end of our presentation, I want to leave you guys with some trivia. Did you guys know that solar flares can be about as powerful as billions of nuclear explosions? Interesting, isn't it? Alright folks, this is Captain Elle speaking once again, and we are about to land this airplane. I hope you learned something new about solar energetic particles. Until next time, thank you.
Thank you.
Very good.